Yawning. I'm on my break, by the way. If you guys didn't know, as you can see, man, I don't like those things behind me. How about the cloud? Fuck it. It's my background, man. Um, yeah, hello. I got 15 minutes with y'all. You know my slogan. What y'all want to talk about? What you want to talk about? Feel me? I can't lie. I had to get more up than the wind. It always take away from the message. I'm not even gonna talk about that. It seems like somebody keep blowing the fan every time. It's beautiful. I came from a place with a lot of buildings, so just being outside and just looking at the landscape, this is beauty, my nigga. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I know in New York City, after being there for a long time, when the tourists used to just stop and everybody's walking on the sidewalk. I remind you, the sidewalk, there's really no sidewalk because it's packed to the point we walking on the streets. And the tourists just stop and just start taking pictures of building. And we just trying to get to a location because we've seen it so much, it's like it's nothing to us. And that's the same thing with the people that live out here. They've seen this so much, it's like it doesn't whoa them anymore like that. And I'm still being whoa by it, like whoa. But it's the same mountain, that shit ain't moved. You feel me? That shit got me thinking. And dude, it got me thinking. How can something stay so beautiful for so long and yet does not get old? Word up. We can talk about that. But I really wanted to get into details. Hold on, let me think about it. How can something stay so beautiful for so long and does not get old? That's God. That's when you see God's hand in creation. That's absolute truth. That's the beauty itself. When God touches something, it does not age. It's a, it's forever lasting. It does not get old. It, even in its own destruction, it gives birth to something that's even much more beautiful than what it usually is. You feel me? But what I really wanted to talk about before that thought came to mind was about the information that has developed. It's not really, it's still developing about the shooting and everything else like that. They're trying to say he was a sex addict. This man, stop making excuses for this insane individual. I hate when they do that shit. Talking about he said that he was doing it because that's a lame ass excuse. It's lame. You don't kill somebody for your sex because you can't control your sex demons. Fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Think about it. Does that make sense to you niggas at all? We shouldn't even say that shit on TV. Let's not focus on that idiot. Let's focus on the victim. You feel me? The victims are the one that need the most attention right now. Until we can get, because they're not gonna give us no accurate information on that individual. They're just not. They're gonna keep going around it. What we need to be doing is focusing on the victims, because that they're gonna be very truthful about that. They're gonna be honest on that situation. Feel me? But when it comes to that other dude, whatever his name is, I don't even know his name. That's how much he don't matter. But he do matter, because we need to learn about these predators, how they think, the reason why they do the things that they do, then document it, so we can get to see these signs while they're developing. The guy's only 21. He's only been around the sun 21 times already. He took a lap. Oh, took a lap. He took a lap around the sun 21 times, and already he's a monster. You feel me? He's a monster. Like shit, crazy. Like so, his family gave him up. That's what I keep hearing. So we want to know. We want to know more. You feel me? We just want to know more. I'm not even sure. There's a lot of conflicting details. I just want to give an update on it that I don't even know what's going on. So usually I don't give a fuck about no update. I say what I have to say and just let it go. But this is still fresh, and I'm pretty sure it's not going nowhere. Maybe. So that being said, I wanted to give an update on not knowing about the situation that I spoke about earlier. That I do not like the excuse that he put out there saying that, oh shit, I didn't look at the time that well. Alright, that's good. I might go in early today. Although it's beautiful outside, it's still a little windy. Yeah. But what do you call it? His excuse was lame, that's one. It's like, what does that have to do with the individual that you killed? Then they said he was going to Florida to commit more. He said his excuse is that because these places were tempting him. It's like that's a lame ass excuse, man. You took somebody's life out of this earth. Let the wind pass. Let it pass. You you took somebody's life off this earth because you couldn't control your sexual desire. And he went to, I feel like it's a hate crime. That's just a cover up. And the police officer was like, well, by the way, it was two Asians and two white guys too. I'm like, it's still a terrorist act. It's still a hate crime. It doesn't matter if it's two white guys or three white guys. His intentions, his intentions were very clear on what he tried to do. It just happened to be two good white people who was involved who probably tried to stop him from doing what he wanted to do, and he killed them. You feel me? Just because they were white doesn't mean that they were part of the bad guys. No. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I be trying to tell you niggas about white supremacists in itself. It's not that there's a difference between white supremacists and white people. You feel me? There's a big difference. I don't have to go through the explanation. You should know that they only use white greatness as they title, basically. The concept of it all. Fucking wind is cock blocking me. I want to know who is. Somebody turned the fan on, I swear. Yeah, the officer was like, well, by the way, there's two Asian. I'm like, that shit don't mean nothing. It can still be a hate crime. It can still be classified as a hate crime. Just because somebody killed, if a white person killed another white person, it doesn't necessarily mean that's not a hate crime. That's still a hate crime. You feel me? It's still hate. Hate is hate. All crimes is hate. Seriously, think about it. All crimes are hate crimes. As you can see, they try not. They want to punch me in my face hard enough so I don't get on camera, but nigga, we still got on camera. Feel me? We don't let nothing stop that. Anyway, all crimes are hate crimes. So just cause he killed other people that look like him doesn't mean it wasn't a hate crime or his intentions wasn't hate. I try to get away from the wind, but the wind won't let me. I got enough time. A shooting star. Show y'all niggas right quick. Look at the sky. Is that a missile or is a shoot? It can't be a shooting star. A shooting star shoots down. It doesn't shoot up. It's all good though. Unless it came from the earth. Anyways, it's the angle of how you looking at it. If you're out of space, you might see it going down. If you're on Earth, if you're out of space, you see it going. Interesting. If I was in a space, if I was in a spaceship, seeing a shooting star, I see the star going down towards the Earth. But if I'm in the Earth and I'm in the Earth looking up, it seems like it's still shooting down, coming towards me. You understand? So they both literally shooting down. I got to look. I have to relook at that. That's baffling. Anyway, look, man, we gonna focus more on the victims and the family and everything else like that, and all the shooting victims across America. This is not just the only one, but the targeting of it and everything else like that. And that's all I gotta say about that. But let me get back into the main topic because I don't want to talk too much about it because the situation keep developing. So we don't know what is what, who's who. Feel me? We don't know whether he's gonna change his mind and say I didn't do it. Right now they said he confessed to it, and they said he said that he was gonna go to other places to do whatever he was gonna do. All right, cool. The Asian community is unfortunate, basically. Feel me? Because they're still trying to hide that shit and make it seem like it's not. You see how slow they try to deliver the message, but when it was like a few black people, a few two individual blacks and some just people getting pushed and shoving people and everything else like that. They try to make it seem like it's African Americans against black, but this is pure murder. This is the other guy died because he was in a coma. He later on passed away, and he said he couldn't. Bro, this is blatantly. It was blatant. It was blatantly like they try to add other people to it. You killed multiple people, and most of them was Asian. I say 80% of them were Asian. That's a hate crime. They try to make an excuse for it. This is how white supremacists work. You feel me? They everywhere. Everywhere. You feel me? And they always gotta cover up and play cover up stories. They gotta change the narratives. It's according to the day, decade, and century. Whatever they want to project is what they project out to the people. And if you're a white person who's taking it personal, because I use the word white supremacist, then you are part of white supremacists. You should even associate yourself with such a thing. You feel me? And some people are just dying to be white supremacists. Y'all niggas ain't even white. They're just dying to be white supremacists. Like, but it's just like, have you ever seen a movie called The Underworld? And you had the Lycans and the vampires and the Lycans. Oh, matter of fact, a better movie, Blade, with Wesley Snipes, right? Blade, and they had the vampires, and they always have the daywalkers. Basically, that's what white supremacists is. White supremacists is like a vampire, and the daywalkers are people who can pass as white or blacks who want to be white so bad, and they use these people. And these people be trying everything they power. I'm talking about desperate. They go harder than Master. You feel me? And they don't know they're just the last source of resource. Just in case they kill everybody off, they still have other slaves that they can use, and they are the slave. They just the last line of slaves, because they can never accept you. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter if you. They just you. They gotta push their agenda forward. They're trying to write a history of how great they were. This, that, and the third. If it was up to them, they'd wipe everybody out. You've seen what the Nazis try to do. Anyway, man, I don't want to talk about that. What I really want to talk about is the beauty that I'm looking at right now of the landscape. That's what I really wanted to talk about. But I had to get into the discussion and give you an update on what's going on. I might have more discussions. I might have more discussions coming up. But let's take a look at the land itself. Look at the skies. Look at the mountains all the way in the back, peaking in the back there. Forget the man-made street poles, traffic lights, and whatever. Forget that nasty car coming in right now. It might be a beautiful model and everything else like that, but compared to its background, it's just a tiny roach. Look at the landscape. Look at the sky. Look at the mountains in the background. This I'm not even doing this a justice right now. But look at it. Look at it in the back, all the way background over there. Remind you, these things have been around for thousands, millions of years. How can something so old look so fresh and look so new, still so beautiful, look like it has never changed? How? And yet we age and die and just passed away. And at the same time, we are part of it, or we are it. It's according to how you look at it. Interesting. Plane just shot by. Anyway, I'm not even gonna give it attention because we looking at it. You feel me? It's basically I said we are part of it or we are it. The reason why I said we are part of it or we are it because we can only see what we are. So if I'm seeing the mountains in the background and I'm seeing the landscape and everything else like that, and I'm made out of the same elements as these things that I'm seeing, is that I'm looking at myself in a different form or I'm part of it? Because if eventually when you die you go back to the ground as you are, but your soul is not part of the world itself. You feel me? Your soul is just living in this world. Mind you, your body is made of this world, but your soul is a different entity of this world itself. So your soul is the extraterrestrial compared to the body itself. You feel me? So your soul, body, and your mind is working together to make this thing a possibility. You understand? But I'm looking at the landscape itself, the things that we are made of. How can something so old? Talking about these niggas been around here for a very long time. It almost seems boring because it's like they just grow out the ground. They communicate with other plants and everything. I'm talking about the plants right now. And the mountains got the minerals and everything else. And every time the wind blows, it takes one sand and add it on to the mountain and add it on and add it on. Over thousands and millions of years, it becomes like a mount. Then from the mount, it becomes a mountain. Then it keeps growing, like Mount Everest and all these other big mountains. It's just the back and forth with the wind. It's the transition. It's a relationship that keep going on. You feel me? Just like sometimes the wind blows and take some sand chemicals or minerals into other places, or sometimes the transaction, the trade itself is happening underground underneath us right now, where one plant from another plant, they scientifically proven by the way, they are trading one plant because sometimes in forests, right, the sunlight doesn't penetrate all the way through because some plants are so big that they cover up most of the forest. So they suck in more sunlight. So other plants will trade food with the biggest plant in the forest. And we're talking about thousands of miles as far as the eye can see. Let me show you something. As far as all the way back there where that big mountain's at, they trading. Scientifically has been proven that they trading with each other, all the plants and everything else. So that being said, how can something so old that has been around for so long is still the best picture that can ever be drawn? You feel me? I don't care. We can add all the decoration on what we want. I can I can build a house. I can be very creative as much as I want. But there's nothing beautiful like watching a beach while the sun is rising, or watching a mountain while the cloud is coming out of it, or watching the tip top of a mountain with the snow on it. Just watching nature in itself, God's what God has created. There's nothing more beautiful than that. I'm sorry. I'm just like it doesn't. It ain't even said in the Bible, man. You go back in. Well, walk with your nigga, talk with your nigga. I can't even shut it down with ski mask and 4 pound. I still got a fucking bitch the win. You feel me? It said in the Bible, man. Not even Solomon in his finest day look as good as the plants in their natural clothing. And I see it now. Just looking at it, looking at the sky, looking at the beauty of it. It's like, yo, this shit is beautiful. And I'm not just saying California, I'm talking about the whole earth itself. The natural part of it, you feel me? Just the natural habit of it all. I think it's a beautiful look, you feel me? I do this shit right here, the video recording to kill time. You feel me? Because my 30 minutes, you already know I don't eat on my break or anything else like that. I never did throughout my 6-year tendency with the company. Maybe once in a blue moon. And I'm talking about a rare blue moon. But I never did that. And usually in New York City, it's much harder because when I was in New York, it's 45 minutes break. Here, it's only 30 minutes. So the 30 minutes, I decide to use it wisely by just recording. I don't really have a subject that I go on. I just do it. Whatever comes to mind is what I elaborate on. Feel me? Whatever comes to mind is what I let evaporate out of me and let it stream out so I can use that moisture in my mouth to speak it out to existence and give it life over this watery scene. Oh shit, that was close and that was God. I gotta watch that back. Hilarious. You feel me? But now I'm gonna stop playing because the wind got me walking backwards every time. And by the way, we still ain't smoking those cigarettes, so you already know it's about to stick forever. Tell these niggas stop being jealous. They jealous, man. They jealous of me. Why they jealous for? Why you hating? Why you hating? It's not that cold. Why this bitch got a big ass coat on? I told y'all niggas I ain't need no coat. Y'all thought I was joking. Anyway, I'm about to go in, man. You already know. Escalabista, baby Jesus. Feel me? I forgot. Oh, yeah, I'm on the phone. This is bullshit. It's gonna take me a while to get there. I'm gonna get there. My mask stinks. I ain't even gonna lie.